that your eyes at the back of the head and your nose is down under. It's all the same place. And all of you breathe in and you breathe out. Not something's very strange. There are people who only breathe in carbon dioxide, give oxygen like plants. No, it's the same. So, it's the same design, that's all. There's no great difference between your body and the other body, except the cosmetic difference. That is of no consequence. The structure is the same. Remember, all the DNA put together of all of humanity is just 8.8 milligrams, that's all. That controls the entire design of the human body, the entire human race. 8.8 milligrams, not even grams. So that's how, it's the same body. And then let's go back to ancient man. This model which you are now experiencing is very old. According to some of the latest theories, it's about 20 million years old. Originally it was 2 million, now it's about 20 million years old. Now, if you go back in time, you find the first model, as far as we know, is that of Ramapithecus. He had a big head and a weak spine, and his body could not take on that weight. His spinal column could not take on the weight. If that design was cancelled by nature or by God, and another design was brought into existence, and that was called, I think, Neanderthal man. And so this guy, we owe many of our spiritual ideas to, Neanderthal man, who went extinct a long time ago, and he had a bucket-like jaw and a very protruding forehead. You must have seen these earth movers. They have this bucket-like thing, you know. He had a bucket-like jaw, and nature probably did not like his jaw or what, we do not know. So he was cancelled, and another model was introduced called Homo erectus. And this fellow could walk much straight, was more upright. That was why he was called Homo erectus. The others used to bend a little bit. And then this fellow also was discarded, thrown out. And another model was brought in called Homo sapiens. We are all Homo sapiens. That's the model we belong to. And how long we are going to last, we do not know, because we too have defects. Otherwise, you should not have appendicitis and other problems. Maybe one day this model too will be withdrawn and a new model introduced. So, this model is a very ancient model, very old, millions of years old, and it's the same model. So that being the case, did you design this model? Not at all. That is a long time ago. So you did not design this, you did not conceive this, you did not make it grow, you did nothing at all, and yet you claim, this is my body. It is totally ridiculous when you had no role whatsoever. Now I'll give you an example which will help you to understand this. Now on the screen I see a gentleman there wearing, to me it appears like a blue shirt. He's there. I'm seeing him behind 730G, he's there, probably in front of the projector. And then I'm going to ask him, is this your shirt? And he says, yes, this is my shirt. I bought this shirt, this is my shirt. And the next question is, okay sir, did you design this shirt? Oh no, he would say. It was designed probably 100 years ago, maybe in somewhere in Europe. So he did not design it. All right. I said, forget about it. Did you tailor it? He said, oh no, I have no idea of tailoring at all. So he didn't do it. Then I said, did you weave that thread into that textile in a textile mill? Oh no. I have no such ideas as to how to weave. I don't know how to do it. Okay, forget about it. Did you at least make the thread out of cotton? Oh no, not at all. All right. Did you at least grow that cotton in the fields? Oh no, nothing at all like that. Except for the first question where you said, yes, it is my shirt. But every other question, no, not at all. I have no idea.
Yeah.
He's in no way connected with that shirt, and yet he claims it is his shirt. In much the same way, if you were to investigate your thoughts, you would discover they are not yours. Your mind, you would discover it is not your mind. Your body, if you investigate, you would discover it is not your body. Now, the same gentleman, Mr. Blue Shirt, I asked him, who are you, sir? He says, me? Well, these are my parents. This is my wife. These are my children. This huge bungalow is mine. This big car is mine. All this money is mine. All these degrees are mine. All this power, name and fame are mine. That's what he would say. Now I would give him a diksha straight through the screen and knock out all those thoughts. I shall erase completely that memory. And then I ask him again, who are you, Mr. Blue Shirt? And then he says, I asked him 10 times. Earlier he said, he is this, he is that, he is that. Now he says, he's gone. As long as you can say that this belongs to you, you come into existence. The moment you're not able to say anything belongs to you, you go out of existence. So, now, if your thoughts are not your thoughts, if your mind is not your mind, if your body is not yours, where are you? You're not there. You're not there at all. So the fourth teaching is, yourself is only a concept. That is, you're thinking you are there is only an idea. You are not there in reality, because you cannot claim this to be yours. That being the case, you are not there at all. You're gone. Okay. Now let's for a moment imagine how an awakened man would be experiencing life, or how you would be experiencing life an hour from now. Let's go back to Mr. Blue Shirt again. And right now he is not awakened, and an hour later he is going to be awakened. Now what's happening now? There are thoughts going, and he feels that yes, these are all my thoughts. But after an hour, you just see thoughts going, that's all. Thought, 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 discontinuous, and they are not his thoughts. He's just watching them. Like in Singapore, he's on a busy road, he's standing there and he's watching the cars go by, the motorcycles go by, the buses go by, maybe an elephant go by, maybe a tiger go by, maybe a dog go by, maybe a fox go by. All that he'll be watching. Just watching, that's all. You won't say it is my dog, it is my cat, my bus, my car. No. This goes, next, next. It's all discontinuous, just going, and he's just experiencing it. That's all there is to it. It's an hour from now. Then his mind, is his mind just there? Like anybody else's mind. He's just functioning there. Maybe he's an engineer or a doctor or whatever he is. The same mind, it's beautifully functioning. And now much better than before, because he's not getting a mess by being inside that, by identifying himself with that. So the mind is there, but it's somebody's mind, it's just functioning. Then his speech, he finds the mouth is moving up and down and talking. Somebody is asking a question and the answer is coming. There is that mind which knows the answers and is connected to the mouth, and then it makes the mouth move, and everything is automatic. He's just watching himself talk with the answers. Just watching himself. No more he would say, oh yes, I am answering. That's gone. Then let us say he's in his house and suddenly the tap begins to leak in his house. And then immediately his body would go, pick up the spanner or whatever it is, go there and repair the tap. Then how would it be? He would not feel that he is repairing the tap. He would see it's all happening automatically. The body got up automatically, it went to the cupboard, got the spanners, it goes to the tap, he's repairing it. The same thing to driving a car. He's driving it automatic. Same thing, he could be driving an aeroplane like Edwin from Holland who's awakened. He's a pilot, he just flies the plane, fully awakened. It's all happening beautifully, automatically. He goes back to his office tomorrow, he'll do all his jobs, automatic. Suppose working in a factory, he'll drive the machines, it's all automatic. Everything is as before. Only thing is, things happen much more efficiently because you're not identifying yourself and you're watching things happen. So just watching things happen. That is the beauty of it. And then everything is different thereafter. Thereafter now, on the same road, he's identifying himself with the bus, with the car, and this and that, he's identifying himself. And let us say he sees Miss World go by, and then Miss World has left an hour earlier. Now he's still thinking of Miss World. Because he's now unawakened, he's thinking, where would Miss World be? In which part of Singapore could she be? Maybe I can go and meet her, all these kind of thoughts. But then, after an hour or so he's awakened, and the same Miss World is going on the same road. She goes, it's cut. No follow-up. He will not be chasing her in his thoughts. Next comes a dog. Sees a dog. And he won't be describing the dog, just experiences the dog is gone. Next comes a cat, he sees it. Next comes an aeroplane, he sees that, that's all. There is no identification any longer, and hence there is no trouble whatsoever. So, that will be the situation an hour from now. Your thoughts, you will see them, your mind, you will see them, the talking or anything that you do, any sounds, everything is all automatic, it is just being experienced, and any doing is done perfectly. You won't go back and say, oh, did I do it right or wrong? Because there's nobody there. All action is simply spontaneous, it's perfect. There's no right or wrong or good or bad. It's just spontaneous, it's natural, finished, it's done with. It's wiped clean thereafter. So now, therefore, the fifth teaching is all things are automatic. Now we shall go for a quick revision. Your thoughts are not your thoughts. Your mind is not your mind. Your body is not your body. And a slight change here now. All things are automatic, and finally, there's nobody there. Because these three things are not there, and all things are happening automatically, then where are you? You're not there at all. Mr. Blue Shirt is gone. He is wiped out forever. Never to return. He is gone. So are you ready to go away?
Yes, Bhagavan.
Would you please put up your hands so that I'm sure that all of you want to go away? Okay. Right. Very good. Now you must understand one more thing. You must have the passion to become awakened. Passion. For that you've got to realize that all of you are in jail, in a prison. And the prison is called the mind. Such a prison you are. And why do we call it a prison? Because in prison you cannot experience anything whatsoever. Because you can't come out of the prison, no? You're cramped inside and you can't really enjoy anything there. Everything is shut down for you. Similarly, as long as the mind is active, you cannot experience anything. Anything when experienced is bliss, is joy, is love. Anything when truly experienced. And you cannot experience anything because we know you don't have bliss, you don't have joy, the kind of joy we're talking about, unconditional joy or unconditional love. You cannot experience because your mind would not allow you to experience anything. Now you drink a glass of water, you think you're experiencing it? No. The mind is commenting. It says it is normal water or mineral water or good water or this or that, or it thinks about the cricket match or what happened in the government yesterday or what happened to your son's education, daughter's wedding, your job, your business, something it's chattering all the while going backward into the past or projecting into the future. It would not allow you to experience the act of drinking water. The same thing happens with your breakfast, lunch or dinner, nothing. What you call enjoyment is not really enjoyment. That is thought induced. But then, and a mere sensation, that's all. Real experiencing is not there because the mind would not allow. At the breakfast table, can you stop your thoughts? No. Again goes out somewhere wandering. So again you cannot experience. You look at your wife's face, you cannot experience her because all the thoughts coming up yesterday and of tomorrow, they clog the head, and with those thoughts you look at your wife. So you don't experience your wife. That's why marriages slowly lose interest. They lose their charm. The dynamism is gone. You get bored, you get sick, and you seek for other forms of entertainment. The same thing happens with regard to husband also. The same thing with regard to your job. You go to your job, you're really not working because the mind is all the time clogged. You're not experiencing what you're doing. Others, simply operating a lathe can give tremendous bliss and joy. But then you hear the noise, you keep commenting, you feel tired, you say, what's all this? What's my life? Because you really cannot experience. So you must realize you are in prison and you cannot experience anything. And the next thing you must know, whoever you are, you may be the world's most richest man, the most powerful man, the most famous man, but then you do not experience anything unless you get out of the prison called the mind. No way out. You could be the poorest beggar on earth, but if you get out of your mind, well, you are living. It's totally different. You are in heaven. So now, the other thing you must realize is your lives are mediocre, mechanical lives. That's what it is, whatever it is. For the simple reason, the same thing from childhood until old age, the same kind of activities mostly. Getting up in the morning, the ablutions, the breakfast, lunch, dinner, and walking around and doing studies, something like that. And then getting married, then children, the same problem repeats itself. Every day the same cell phone calls, the television, the newspaper, some exciting news, that's all. At night you go to bed, you cannot sleep, you roll in bed. And then you get your diabetes, your heart problems, or your arthritis, or whatever it is. And then the same thing ad nauseum goes on, repeating. And you hoping that tomorrow would be a better day, but the same thing goes on and on and on. What else is there in your lives? It's just repetitive, mechanical, and mediocre with some moderate changes which really amount to nothing. That's what your life is. So you must have the passion. Well, is there something else in life? And because you're caught up in the mind, you ask the questions like, is there a God? And then if somebody says yes, then you ask, who created God? If somebody says no, then you say, how does creation come into existence? And then if he's there, what is his good and bad, right and wrong? Why did he create a mind like this? And then you ask the question, what's the purpose of life? What's the meaning of life? 1,000 questions spring forth. And 1,000 answers. This becomes a further burden which you are carrying on yourselves. So when I look at you, how do I feel? I can see that the mind is there, and the mind is very donkey-like in behavior. So this donkey you are carrying on your shoulders, all of you there are carrying a huge donkey on your shoulders. What a terrible life it must be. Instead of riding on a donkey, you're carrying it on your shoulders, and the donkey's big head is resting on your head. Full of questions and full of answers. What a pity it is. This is your life. So now, if you become aware of this, the inner lock, it's got a huge lock in the prison, inner lock and an external lock. The inner lock would automatically open itself up. Once you develop the passion to come out of prison or to get the donkey down. The outer lock, who's going to open it? If you answer me, I'll give you, that's all. Otherwise, no.
Amma Bhagavan.